Then life. I don't think our situation with Olivia is as unique as it seems. We have a little girl who's terminal. At first, we were completely crippled by the news that she would probably die during birth. When she survived birth, and then her first week, and then her second week, and then her fourth week, we were crippled by the fact that she might die any day. And the extreme rays of beauty that seemingly and surprisingly emitted from her now and again temporarily distracted us from the hell we were living in, just enough to confuse us. Wait, she's so beautiful. Why is she beautiful? This is supposed to be a disaster. What is this life coming from her? Is she giving us life? Just for a second, and then back to the crippling fear of the knowledge that we held. After week 8, we decided it was time to try to live some semblance of a regular life. We started leaving the house a bit, went on a few dates, tried to enjoy the present day, since that's all we really ever knew we had. We're in this stage now, on week 17. Still mostly crippled by fear, but fighting against it and giving everything we have to live in spite of it. We're walking through the valley of the shadow of death. Without minimizing our situation, I think it's worth asking, how is this any different than what all of us are doing every day? Before Olivia, I worried that my other 3 kids would die. I worried every time I went to play a gig that the van would crash and I'd leave my kids fatherless. I worried I wouldn't make enough money and we'd go homeless. My whole family would starve and die. Usually I coped by finding things I could control and hanging out there and dragging my feet on the things that mattered. It crippled me. We're walking through the valley of the shadow of death. This is what that line means. It's not for later when you're about to die. Today, every one of us is walking through the valley of the shadow of death. It follows us. We all know it's there. Most of us ignore it, hide from it, avoid it, which cripples us. We're all walking through the valley of the shadow of death. We all know it's there. But every now and again, we're hit with a ray of beauty. Wait, why is this beautiful? How is there life here? This is what Jesus taught and what he was. This is the gospel. Not some hell pass for later, but a ray of beauty in the middle of the shadow of death. A light has shined in the darkness. Olivia is that too. She's a ray of beauty in the darkness. She is to us the same beacon that Jesus is. Hope. Not from the fire of some afterlife hell none of us really understand, but hope for us for today. That while we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we will not fear it. In not fearing it, we become like Olivia and like Jesus, a beacon of hope, an unexpected ray of beauty in the middle of the shadow of death. Every one of us is walking through. Then someone else is surprised by its beauty, just long enough to confuse fear and loosen its hold again. Then, life. Olivia is unique. There's no one like her. But I don't think our situation is unique. We're all walking through the valley of the shadow of death. We all have the same impossible choice to make if we really want to live. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will not fear.